What is going on? It is Sunday. That is my back test day. It is April 10th. And you know what we're going to do is we're going to spin this wheel, pick a random pair. Yes, sir, we're going to pick a random pair and pick a random date from the last trading week. And we're going to see how we get on. Let's spin this wheel. We're going to do 4:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. and see, 'cause that's how I trade. And so this picker wheel loves Euro US dollar. I think like it's picked Euro US dollar at least. I might even remove Euro US dollar in the future. Anyways, Euro US dollar. Tired of trading this damn thing. Euro US dollar on April 5th. All right, Euro US dollar, April 5th. Get into it. I'm gonna get set up. We'll get started. Okay, Euro US dollar. And just remove drawings in case there's anything from last time. We say April 5th. April 5th. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to April 4th. I'm going to start at the daily. And, we go to the April 4th because we don't want to see the future. No, sir. We do not want to see the future. And what we do is we analyze the daily, check out the structure there, go to the 4-hour, analyze structure there, and then we go to our 15-minute. And, we just keep going. We're scalpers, so, we got to get up into it. So, on April 4th, let me turn off this backtest helper right here. On April 4th, we're currently in this like upward type of channel here. We just rejected off of this zone of supply. I do expect more of those to be put in on the 5th. So just because if you're looking at this as an overall piece of structure, we have this push right here. We failed to break up. We basically failed to make any new highs, any new significant highs here. We just made higher highs, but they're not like breaking above any zones of supply. So once we get here, we finally bounce. We go past this zone of supply, or we tap into this zone of supply. We start breaking lows here, as you can see. We may get a reaction clicking over to the 5th, but we still expect more lows to be put in. We do want to mark in some missing price. Yes, sir. So we mark in our daily missing price right here. And then we can just mark in like, a current low. Because once we go down to the 4-hour, we want to know where we're at. And also, when we get down to the 1 minute, we still want to know where we're at. So just want to mark out these significant lows, right? And if we get past this one, baby, oof, oof. Okay. So let's see what we got. Let's go down to the 4-hour. And what we're gonna do, yes, sir, what we're gonna do is go to the 11 candle or the 22 candle on the 4th. That is because if we go to the 2 o'clock candle on the 5th, we will see the future, and we don't want to do that. Look at this. So we got some rejection going on here. Nice little attempt to push past this supply zone, but it was rejected ultimately. We're still pushing down. We still expect more lows to be put in, but that is an interesting candle. But I guess it doesn't really matter because we're going to go and we're going to check this out. I expect that all this liquidity to be ran during our trading session. So let's see what we got right here on the 15-minute, and we're going to go to 4:30 and see what's popping. Are we at 4:30 yet? We are at 4:30, sir. There is a news event, and we might get our cheeks clapped during the news event, but what we can see here is we're pushing down. Bam. We got this low that we established. We came up. We didn't really tap anything into it besides the zone of supply right here, which is fine. We came back down. We failed to break a low. We got our reaction here. This is the 15 minutes, so that's a scalper's dream. We got up here. Boom. Right? Then we went back down. We failed to break this low, but that's okay because we made equal lows. And most people say that equal lows get cleared out. I haven't been able to confirm nor deny that. So we came back up. We failed to break the high. And when we failed to break the high, you know what we're attacking? All this liquidity. And we did. So now that we made this new low here, we expect either a little bounce from here and then we run it, or we just expect a little bounce from here to go up here and then we run it. Or you know what, maybe this is the bottom. But I don't think so, because we still have this daily low here that we got to run. So I'm only expecting sells from here because we ain't got no missing price up here, just got a bunch of liquidity. So let's see what we got. Let's go down to the 1 minute and we'll see what's going on. You know, we never know. We never know what's going on in the market here. We just you know, we react to shit and we assume shit. And then if shit works, then we're really happy. Right now we're expecting sells. Here's the 1 minute. So we were on that downtrending pattern. We could take a trade from here, but you see, we broke these lows. This came back and made this, you know, reacted from here, right? Or even from up here. However, we just broke this low, had this reaction, and then this kind of came back up in here. I want to see what happens from this low, but I think honestly it's gonna start plummeting from here. We're just at the chart in a weird spot, and I don't like that. I wish that it dropped us off at the 430 candle at 4 like 429. You know what I'm saying? We could have got something like that over here. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wait for a little pullback. We are plummeting. That might be the entry right there if you're getting FOMO. Okay, so this is an interesting candle. We are bouncing from like all this area here, but I want to see what happens next. Hold on to your seats, because we have to look at the structure, right? I ideally like to sell from here. If I sold from there, that'd be really great. This could be a FOMO sell. I do like that this wick broke the low of this wick, and these wicks are, this wick is lower than this one, so I think I might sell here just to hop in and see what happens. But I do think we come a little bit higher up to here. This is a pretty low spot to sell. 3 pip stop loss, and we're going to take that profit at 1 to 3. And there we go. So we went against our bias. Please don't go against your bias like me. Let's see what happens. So this is the bounce we should have been waiting for. I like this one. I honestly think it might even come higher, but we're going to duplicate. Ooh, ooh, what? Ooh, that was crazy. We're going to duplicate this trade and we'll see what happens. Still 1 to 3, maybe even 1 to 5 if we get down there. Because if we assume we're going to run those lows, we can hold it for a little bit longer. Though I do think if we're going to take that high of a trade, it's got to come higher. So I've started at 1 to 5. We might, we might trail it if it goes, but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Let me get this other trade out of the way because it's kind of in my way right now. All right, well, let's keep playing. Let's see what happens. Okay, right now we are at about a 1 to 2-ish. There we go. We got that. Right, 1 to 2.23. That's nice. I still think we go for 1 to 5. Because this is based off the higher time frame movement. So let's go and see what's happening in our backtest helper here. We want to set this up for April 5th. So April 5th, and we got that in the right time frame. So the next candle, we can see the 15. Let's see what the 15-minute list for me like. Oh yes, sir. We're gonna go for that 1 to 5. Yes, sir. Let me just go back because I just got too excited. We're right up in this area of demand, and we just, yeah, we breaking these lows. I'm confident. Maybe hubris, but I'm confident. Oh, we just ran the low here, so that's a big ass reaction. I maybe should have taken the 1 to 3 now that I think about it, but that's okay. Let's keep our bias because I think we got to retrace that missing price that we saw in the 15-minute. I don't like that structure, but I still think we run lows. Still think we run lows. I don't like holding this during the backtesting session because, like, uh, definitely should have taken that 1 to 3 home. See, I still think this runs to the lows though. So even though we just lost that one, and we could have taken a 1 to 3, I do think we take a 1 to 5 from here. So I'm taking it. We trust ourselves. Got in too early. That's okay. Another one. This will be a 1 to 10. Because you see, we expected to run to here. So we just don't know from where, but we do know that any losses we incur in here is basically just, an investment. Let's do it's 1 to 7. Okay, and there we go. We hit our 1 to 7. You hear my voice lose a little confidence right there for a second, right? Don't be listening to that. Don't be listening to that. That's not even real. But if I stop playing around, I'll go back to the 15-minute just to kind of show you what I was looking at, because I think I was just playing around too much and like having too much fun. But we were just following this descending pattern, right? So remember, we had this high, we had these equal lows here. This lower high cleared out those equal lows. We came back up, and then we came back down, and we broke below this low ever so slightly. And so I thought maybe we just reject from here, but price usually rejects from the edges to make these big moves. So otherwise, you should take a 1 to 3 if you're not, getting take a 1 to 3 unless you're from the edges of price on the 15-minute. If you're scalping, is what I've noticed. So I should have taken the 1 to 3 from here, and then when we got back up, I should have taken that 1 to 5. But we got 1 to 7 out of it. Up 4R. I'm pretty happy with that. I just I think I was playing around too much to I should have just been, chilling. It's been fun. So okay, let's keep going. So we broke past this low here. And I should have looked to see what happens after this, like, or not what happens after this, but like should have looked play. I should look to see like what happens on the 15-minute, like to the left a little bit, because I can't remember what happens after this low. Okay, so we have this like short-term low here, which we could be doing that stuff. And so now what we're going to be looking for possibly is a return to one of these areas to continue to go lower. But we did just clear out like a major daily low. At least if I remember correctly, it was just some kind of wick. So we should get some kind of reaction soon. If I were assuming the correct thing. Though I do kind of like this for an entry. However, this high was higher than this high. We had these lows here. I don't know. This is weird because we're kind of like, now we're free falling. And usually what I like to do is I like to re-enter on these areas. But because we just ran this daily low, I would expect some kind of reaction. However, let's not run on expectations. I'm gonna just put my stop loss right here, and we'll see what's going on. Because our next daily low, it was pretty far. That's a big stop loss. No, I'm gonna wait because that's a big stop loss. Yeah. This is making me want to enter a little bit for a sell, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Let's look at the candlestick structure. We got that high, we got that lower high, and we got that lower high again. But on the flip side, we got that low. This low was never broken either. Then we got another low which hasn't been broken, and then a higher low. So I'm gonna wait to see what happens at this low. And that low got broken, and that was the last time we had a chance to do it. Ah! So that's it. That's okay. Trying to figure out where to get back in. I should have got back in somewhere in here, obviously. I mean, even if I had entered on this one, I might have got taken out ever so slightly, and that would have been upsetting. But let's see what happens. See if we can get something popping off. I'm gonna take the trade on this candle because we just made that nice zone of supply right there. And I'm gonna put the stop loss just above it, 4.1, I guess. And we're just gonna try to take it down to that next low, the next major low there. I think it pops up from here because we still have these areas that haven't been tested. But you know, we gotta take a chance. We didn't take a chance earlier, and we got taken out. So, or we didn't get in the trade, so get taken out. Okay, so we're slowly trending downwards. Um, getting close to our session end time. This is actually kind of fast to me. Felt kind of fast. Um, let's see. So, oh, I didn't draw that correctly. Look at this. Let's give it a little bit more. Okay. Okay, still dropping. If we break above this high, I might actually get out early. Cause I wasn't like married to this trade anyways. Barely broke it, but yeah. Okay, is that it? Is that the 1 to 3? Oh man. Okay, there we go. We got another +3 out of that. That's nice. This is a weird session for me. I didn't really explain my thoughts too well. I don't think. I think I kind of started off too goofy, but I guess that's how it be. That's a +3 right there. Just taking trade based off of this nice thick juicy candle, creating this order block supply zone, whatever you want to call it, breaking the all these lows here. That told me it was confident for continuation. I don't like entering in space like this normally. We could have taken the trade up here, but like I was saying, it just felt kind of like we were waiting for that reaction from running this, but we never got it. So when this whole structure broke down, I was like, well, that's okay. That idea is done. We probably should have just kept flowing with market instead of thinking about the reversals. That's okay. Let's keep going. So let's check the 15-minute here. Okay, so we are still in free fall on the 15-minute. So I think that we could possibly look for another sell, possibly from this area of supply here, up until that next significant low. This makes me want to re-enter, but it seems like it's kind of soon. And I think it seems like it's kind of soon because it was stalling a lot here. So like when price stalls like this, yeah, like this entry here was like it was tilting down, right? This one it was going sideways. Like you can see from this structure, this high, this low got broken, this lower high, low got broken again, lower high, and then we made this supply zone, right? Over here, we basically made this low, and this didn't get broken by this. We had this high, lower high, but then we broke these highs with this. We still didn't make a new low, and now we're curving up, right? So it's not awesome. Now we could enter off of this based off of this here, but I don't think I want to take that trade just yet. That doesn't feel too right to me. I think we need one more push up. Okay, here's our second push. And we just wicked above all of this. We just cleared all this out. So we get a red candle here. I might enter just because we grabbed the liquidity from this area. But wait, there's no, yep. So that wasn't that confident. Let me see what happens next. So I'd most likely enter here. I think I'd most likely be wrong, but we did grab that liquidity. What I think will happen most likely is we will be making a low here. We may get some resistance, or we may find some support there and then come back up and then reject from this wick. So what I want to do, since I'm entering kind of late on this because I wasn't sure about the structure, is I want to put my stop loss above this wick here. And then we're just going to go down to that next low, or we can take our 1 to 3 from here. Because I do think we do come back down and test off of this, then come back up. And if we break above this, I mean, I'm wrong anyways, but yeah, that's kind of my trade idea here. So I probably should wait for it to come back up, but if it doesn't, I want to be in it, right? Okay. This is a very long trade. I'm not a fan of it, but let's see. Oh, okay. Don't like the structure that it's making. I don't like that it's consolidating like this. I think if we break above, this high, I'll get out early, but like confidently. Maybe break above it confidently. I won't get out early confidently. Okay, that's another +3. Very nice. And that is about the end of our session. It wasn't too bad actually. It was kind of some of the entries were kind of iffy, but I'm overall pretty happy with that. Yeah, that wasn't shoot. Cool. So just a quick recap. We entered based off of this zone of supply here. Almost got taken out, and then we so okay. I should probably stop doing these recaps. I can never remember, like even as far back as this, why I would have taken some of these trades once everything's laid out. Like we got in really early here because this high, like these lows, basically the candle wick highs and lows were telling me that it was downward facing. However, we came back up to the zone of supply. We had the hubris try to go for 1 to 5. We definitely would have got 1 to 3, but 1 to 5 was not in the cards. Then we were chasing this trade over here, and we were saying, okay, we were bouncing off the 15-minute zone of supply, didn't get it. Then price went down, made some of that confirmation structure, broke some lows in here, right? Broke another low, came back up, and then we made this order block type of thing, supply thing. We took it all the way down to our bias low here, which is our first daily line, right? So that was here. And then after that, we tried to get into another trade in here, but we were just not feeling it at the time. We might have got taken out by a trade in here, which is fine, but we didn't take it. And then we started seeing like, okay, this downtrending type of structure, it was just playing around, bouncing off of the zone of supply here, breaking more lows. And then we saw this candle here, which formed a zone of supply, and we entered on that, got our 1 to 3. And then, price stalled out here a little bit, so we didn't like it for a continuation there. It pulled up, and then we saw this rejection candle clear out all the liquidity up in here. And then we made another dump right here. And we're like, okay, well, if it comes back up, we think that it's going to bounce within this wick. It ended up not coming back up, so we were in the trade a little bit longer than we wanted to be. But anyways, let's see, let's calculate it up. I think it's 13. Let's see. Okay, no, hold up. Okay, so no, it's -3 plus 10 plus 13 minus 3. So it's plus 10R. Not bad. I mean, I'm really bad at math. I'm sure that, it could get better, but plus 10R, Euro US dollar, April 5th.